What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we're going to talk about Wenwu, aka the Mandarin. And Wenwu looks pretty cool. I mean, it's not the traditional look, and something that I was kind of hoping for in this update is that we were going to get two looks for this character, just like what they did with Killmonger. They gave us the base kit for him, and then they gave us a uniform for the character. However, with Wenwu, they didn't do it. And, the caveat to Wenwu is that he's 100% paywall, right? Now, those of us that are playing during the Shang-Chi update, right, we can get him the 10 bios from the future pass, but you're still going to have to use a mega rank up ticket, then you have to use a mega advancement ticket, which a lot of players are going to have an abundance of at this point in the game, but newer players are not. So he's kind of one of those characters. He's just kind of in a place where he's just kind of going to be there. Unfortunately, because he's tier 2, that's going to be a big thing that's going to hurt this character, but he is solid. He is a strong character. I mean, mine has about 23,000 energy attack. He has pretty much max attack stats, except for the critical rate. I believe that's going to get maxed up from one of his skills. He doesn't have any Urus, and his passive gives him native super armor, which is great. Going to keep him getting guard broken. And then your one skill is a stun. The second skill is not much there. The 3 skill, it does give him a heal. However, you got to hold this skill in order to get that heal. And it does give him a guard, which is completely useless in World Boss, but it is good for Shadowland. The 4 skill gives him an all defense down that goes up to 50%, which is nice. It only lasts for 5 seconds. But it does give him an increase to his all attack by 45% and crit rate by 35% on a 8.5 second cooldown, which is pretty awesome, right? That means he's going to be pretty proc friendly as far as the 4 is concerned. And then the 5th skill has penetration for 2 seconds, penetrates everything. And then it has 5 seconds invincibility, which again gives him that native super armor. It'd been nice if they gave him immunity, especially the fact that he already has native super armor from his passive. If they gave him immunity, that would have been really cool, because then he wouldn't get debuffed, say, from someone like Thanos in World Boss. However, because he has invincibility here, that's not going to happen unless you're using his leadership. His passive does give 25% increase of HP to all villain allies, which can be pretty useful for someone like the Hulk, who is a villain, and his damage is based off of HP. You could even use him for Doom, but the problem again is you're going to want tier 3 characters or waking characters in Timeline. I mean, if you go to Timeline right now, you're going to notice you're never going to see Wenwu on any team. And there's a reason for that. Everybody's still going to be using their Sentries, their Dooms. I mean, they're going to use Colossus for his passive, but they're going to be using their Ebonies and so on and so on and so on, right? They're just going to be using tier 3 characters and awakening characters more than likely. But his leadership is good. It's got the remove all debuff on a 10 second, on a 20 second cooldown. And it does have a 10% recovery of max HP heal, along with that HP buff to villain allies, which is actually really good for villains, right? This applies to all villains. But again, it's just one of those things where an AC, this is going to be godly, right? An AC, this is going to be amazing. So, like, he's got a lot of AC potential because of the penetration, because of the extra increased HP from his passive, because of the leadership. He's got a lot of potential there. But right now, since he doesn't have a tier 3 as of yet, not so much in Timeline. But he's a very, very simple character to play. He actually kind of reminds me of Iron Fist in a way, because you do the 4, and he throws up this aura, and then you go into the 5, right? And you put the proc on the 5th skill. And the cool thing is, the 5th skill, or the 4th skill, the rings that are flying around, it's a really beautiful animation, by the way. They just follow with him whenever he's running around, which is pretty damn cool. I gotta admit, I do like his animations, but the 4th skill does remind me of Iron Fist. The same things that Iron Fist kind of throws the dragon up in the air. And then he has the 3rd skill. Now in the 3rd skill, if you just tap this thing, you don't get the heal. You got to hold it, and there's the heal right there. So you got to hold the skill to get the heal. Then you got the 2nd skill, which is kind of cool. Throws the rings around a little bit. Nothing really too major. But he's a really simple character to play. That's kind of the good thing about him. He's super, super proc friendly. And he does have a lot of PvP potential. And he does have a lot of power, actually. He has a stage 6 power Ranger Hawk set. And then we just got a simple critical damage with 120% damage proc. Very, very weak proc. And of course, no uniform. So we'll take him up against Call here. And we'll try stage 99. And we'll use Ebony's leadership for the 40% increase of energy attack. And then, of course, the damage increase to universal types. And then we'll throw in a different support here. We'll throw in Shuri to give him that decreased damage received by 35%, and then increased damage to the supervillains by 45%. And we won't use any strikers. Now I do have 13% pierce on my account, And I do have over 100% energy attack also on my account. So that's quite a bit. So let's see how he does. And the nice thing about him whenever you're playing this character is whenever you do the 4, he goes into an iframe. So he doesn't take any damage when he does it. And if he does take any damage, then he's got the 3rd skill to get the heal. Now you got to be careful when you're using the 3rd skill because he does kind of go after them a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and run away from him. But really, literally, all you got to do is do the 4, 5. Do 4 and 5. Really, really cool looking animations. He just did a big sudden burst of damage at the end. But I mean, you know, 120% damage prop, right? And considering all the PvP potential he has, this could be a very, very well-rounded character. And he really should be. I mean, like, you know, whenever you got to spend your hard-earned money on paywall characters, they need to be strong, right? They need to be worth that investment. I mean, in Marvel Future Fight, you can pretty much farm for most characters for free. So those that are going to be paywalls, they should absolutely be monsters. They should be total beasts. And the bad thing about this character is, since he's a paywall, if he ever got a uniform, then, you know, you'd have to have a mega rank up ticket, mega uniform ticket to level him up. And, you know, that's about $40 right there, right? That's kind of the thing about paywalls. Plus, you know, I mean, the only way you can get bios is by buying a bio sub. And that's always a caveat to these characters. Now, he isn't like, he's not going to shock anybody, you know, with the amount of damage he's doing. I mean, it's good damage, but it's not insane damage, right? But to be fair, it's not really the greatest build either. Run over here. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Okay, so we're going to kind of run around here a little bit. We got a little bit of life. And we're going to hold that 3rd skill there to get a little bit of a heal. Watch this purple here. Oh, we got hit by the purple. But as you can see, man, he does have some pretty respectful damage. It's really good. It's just, you know, being that he's a paywall, are you going to, you know, spend $10? You know, whenever this feature pass ends, you know, you're going to have to spend money to get this character. And is it worth it to spend $10 for a character like this right now? No, I don't think it is. Especially since he doesn't have a transcendent skill or an awakened skill. I mean, obviously, if you love the character and you think he's cool, and you watch the movie and you think Wenwu's awesome, which I hear is pretty much like the shining light of the movie, I hear he's amazing in the movie, then, you know, maybe then you'd want to do it, right? You know, you should always play games for fun, build the characters you want to build. But as of right now, unfortunately, he just doesn't have a lot of relevance in the game. He's just going to be relegated to a Shadowland character, but he is going to be really good for AEC, right? Especially for your villains because of his passive, because of his leadership. He's going to be awesome for that. So, I mean, if you're AEC oriented, you're going to be pretty happy right now because you're actually going to be able to get this character for free from the future past. And more than likely, you got a mega rank up ticket and a mega advancement ticket lying around. I mean, I had like 6 mega advancement tickets lying around from all the events that we keep getting that I've just been saving up. And you might be in the same situation where you can do the same thing. He's a cool character. He's really fun. He's got really beautiful animations. I think Wenwu's got a lot of potential, and if he does get a tier 3, which I'm expecting, I don't know if he will or not, I think he's going to be pretty solid. I think he's going to be pretty damn solid, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, he doesn't have Ignore iframe, but, you know, they could do something like what they did with Shang-Chi. And if they gave him a tier 3, they could put that Ignore iframe in his tier 3, like Shang-Chi. And if they did that, right, and then have all those extra native stats, man, this guy could be a freaking beast, right? He could be a beast because whenever he does his 3rd skill, you know, you can still get the heal. However, in PvP, I don't think it's going to hold that 3rd skill to get the heal. That is something to consider. But he's got a lot of potential, man. So let me know what y'all think about Wenwu. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.